Are you waking up tired, stiff in all the wrong ways, and feeling like your drive, your edge, has quietly slipped away? You're not alone. I'm Dr. Barbara O'Neill, board-certified urologist, and I've helped thousands of men over 50 reclaim their energy, confidence, and performance. Today, I'll show you the overlooked 4-step morning routine that can restart your manhood's internal engine naturally. Before we begin, tell me where you're watching from and feel free to like and subscribe. But here's what most men don't realize. The very first few minutes after you open your eyes determine how well your blood vessels respond for the rest of the day. I see it every week in my clinic. Men over 50 who feel sluggish, foggy, or unmotivated in the morning often think it's just age catching up, but in reality, their circulation simply hasn't been switched on yet. Your body needs a signal, a quick, gentle wake-up call that tells your arteries, all right, it's time to open up and do your job. This is where the 3-minute circulation reset becomes almost magical. It's not a workout, it's not stretching, it's a targeted way of moving your joints and muscles that activates the inner lining of your blood vessels, what we call the endothelium, so they release nitric oxide. And nitric oxide is the molecule that helps blood flow smoothly everywhere you need it. When I walk my patients through this routine, they're shocked by how quickly their body warms up, how their breathing deepens, and how their mind becomes clearer. Even men who haven't felt morning energy in years start noticing that spark returning. The truth is, your blood vessels respond beautifully to motion, especially motion that involves your ankles, hips, and spine. These areas act like the on switch for your body's internal pump. A few slow hip circles, ankle rolls, and gentle spinal rotations done with relaxed breathing flood the system with fresh blood. Within minutes, your hands warm up, your chest loosens, and you can feel your posture shift from slumped to strong. It's a quiet, powerful reminder that your body still knows how to perform when you treat it right. And once that circulation is awake, once those vessels are open and primed, there's a second step that multiplies the effect. A step most men have never been taught, but absolutely should be. But here's what most men don't realize. Your hormones don't start in your bloodstream, they start in your breath. I know that sounds strange, but after decades of working with men over 50, I can tell you with absolute confidence, the fastest way to reboot testosterone signals is not a pill, not a supplement, not even a workout. It's the way you breathe when you first start your day. And the reason is simple. Your breath controls cortisol, and cortisol controls everything else. When cortisol is high, even slightly, testosterone drops, morning energy disappears, and those automatic morning erections that used to be effortless become weaker or vanish altogether. This is why I teach men a 90-second breathwork technique that works almost immediately. Slow, deep inhalations that fill the lower lungs. Long, relaxed exhalations that tell your nervous system you're safe, you're stable, you're in control. In my practice, I watch men go from tight shoulders and shallow breathing to calm, grounded confidence in less than 2 minutes. And you can actually feel it. Your chest softens, your pulse steadies, your mind stops racing. That shift is cortisol dropping. And when cortisol steps down, testosterone finally has room to step up. What's even more fascinating is that deep breathing improves endothelial function, the same mechanism we awakened with the circulation reset in step 1. With every slow exhale, your vessels dilate just a bit more, carrying oxygen deeper into tissues that you want to be responsive. Most men never learn this, yet it's one of the most accessible tools you have for restoring hormonal balance without strain, without equipment, and without guessing. But here's the thing, lowering stress hormones is only half the battle, because in the next step we move from the body to the brain, and that's where your drive, your libido, and your sense of masculine energy finally reconnect. But here's what most men don't realize. Libido doesn't start down there, it starts in the brain. Your desire, your drive, your sense of masculinity, These aren't physical first, they're neurological. And as men age, the connection between the brain and the pelvis can become sluggish, almost like a dimmer switch that's been turned too low. But the good news is that it's not broken, it's simply asleep. And with the right kind of stimulation, you can wake it up again, sometimes faster than you'd ever expect. This step is all about reactivating that pathway. I teach my patients a simple sensory activation exercise that takes less than a minute. It combines gentle pelvic engagement with focused breathing and light tactile input. Something as subtle as placing your hand on your lower abdomen while you breathe deeply. What this does is send a direct neurological signal to the brain that says, pay attention here. And when the brain pays attention, dopamine rises. Dopamine is the chemical of desire, motivation, and anticipation. When dopamine wakes up, your inner drive wakes up with it, and men who once felt numb or disconnected suddenly feel present, aware, and alive again. The most fascinating part is that what many men interpret as low libido with age is often nothing more than a faulty connection. Not a hormonal decline, not a lack of interest, but a signal problem. Strengthen the signal, and the mind-body connection strengthens with it. You start responding more easily. You feel more engaged with your partner. You even carry yourself differently, with more confidence, more clarity. And once your brain is fully awake, once that internal circuitry is firing the way it should, the fourth step locks everything in and carries it through your entire day, giving you steady energy and a sense of strength most men haven't felt in years. But here's what most men don't realize. Most of the morning sluggishness they blame on aging has nothing to do with age at all. It has to do with dehydration, and not the kind you feel. I'm talking about cellular dehydration, where your muscles, nerves, and blood vessels are running on low battery the moment you step out of bed. Overnight, you lose water through breathing, you sweat slightly without noticing, and your blood becomes just a little thicker. Even that tiny shift is enough to tighten your vessels, drain energy, and blunt testosterone's natural morning rhythm. This is why step 4 is so powerful. Hydration alone isn't enough. You need the right minerals to actually get water into your cells. In my clinic, I walk men through a simple combination of electrolytes first thing in the morning, a pinch of sea salt for sodium, a small amount of magnesium for muscle relaxation, and a touch of potassium to balance fluid movement. When mixed in a glass of water, it takes 20 seconds to drink, but the effect can last for hours. You can feel your body loosen, you can feel your mind sharpen, your circulation improves, your blood pressure steadies, and your muscles finally stop fighting against you. Men are often shocked by how immediate the change is. Their hands warm up, their lower back feels less tight, their breathing deepens naturally. And because minerals regulate vascular tone, this little morning drink supports every part of the body that depends on smooth, responsive blood flow, including testosterone production, morning erections, and overall vitality. Your cells fire more efficiently, your nerves communicate more clearly, and your energy finally feels stable instead of spiking and crashing. This step pulls together everything you've done so far. You've opened the vessels with movement, calmed the hormones with breath work, awakened the neurological circuits with sensory activation. And now you're giving your body the raw materials it needs to maintain that momentum. And when you put all 4 steps together, when circulation, hormones, nerves, and hydration finally work in sync, something remarkable begins to happen, and that's exactly what I want to talk about next. But here's what most men don't realize. Struggling doesn't mean you're declining. It just means your body has been waiting for the right kind of support. And even if you've been dealing with low energy, flat mornings, or a fading sense of drive for months or even years, I want you to hear this the way I say it to my patients. It is not too late. I've watched men in their 60s, 70s, even early 80s rebuild their strength, rekindle desire, and feel a level of masculine confidence they thought was gone forever. Your body isn't failing you. It's simply been missing the signals that tell it how to wake up, how to perform, how to come alive again. These 4 steps aren't magic. They're a foundation, a way to gently remind your system how to work the way it used to. And once that spark returns, something beautiful happens. Momentum builds, your posture changes, your confidence grows, your energy becomes steadier, intimacy stops feeling like pressure and starts feeling like connection again. You start recognizing yourself, the stronger, more capable version of you that was never truly lost. Stay consistent, stay patient, and remember, you deserve to feel vibrant, powerful, and fully alive every single day. If you found this valuable, I'd love for you to join our community by subscribing so you never miss future guidance designed specifically for men over 50 who want better energy, deeper sleep, and stronger performance. Everything I share here is created with you in mind. Before you go, leave a comment and tell me which of the 4 steps you're planning to start tomorrow morning. I read every single one. And remember that open loop from earlier, the surprising part of this whole routine. It's this: you didn't need medication, expensive supplements, or intense workouts to feel a shift. Your body already knows how to repair, restore, and rebuild. You're simply giving it the right start each morning. Take care of your health because you are worth it, and truly, your best years can still be ahead of you.